What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of What's Cookin' with the McLemore Boys. I'm your host, John Boy. We got our co-host, Big John. And, man, this is super exciting because we have Dark Side of the Grill Mel here. Daytona 500.
Boom!
We're bringing the podcast to you guys, man. This has been super exciting because why do you care? We just had Travis Pastrana. But we're at the Daytona 500. What's Cooking with McLemore Boys? Another episode bringing to you guys. We're grilling across America for America's 250th, celebrating. This is stop number 7. We got Mel, Dark Side of the Grill here. You are the sexiest barbecue pitmaster on the planet. You're an international barbecue champion. Okay. You've cooked for Prince Charles in his esteemed kitchen. In where? Where did you cook for him?
In the Royal Ascot.
In the Royal Ascot. I don't even know how to pronounce that.
That's it, baby.
And you hail from Canada.
Yes, sir.
And you're moving to America.
Yes, sir.
And you're working on a big show that we're going to talk about here in a second. Guys, you got to stay tuned. If you're watching, thanks for being with us. If you're listening, you got to tune in because we're about to tell some stories that you don't want to miss. Woo. We've got Dark Side of the Grill, grilling across America for America's 250 with the McLemore Boys. So we're here at Daytona 500. Okay, I'm going to go back a little bit here.
Yes, sir.
I want to get to know Mel.
100%.
Because I've got some notes here that says that Mel's bold personality and unapologetic, that's bullcrap, okay?
All right.
We're going to jump into this because when we met you a couple of years ago, first time, I think it was at Key West.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
With all the pitmasters.
Yes, sir.
And you stood out like a sore thumb.
That's what I do, baby.
But
I can't help it.
stood out.
But you stood out. You're also wearing a very sexy Dixon flannel. Congratulations on your success there.
Correct.
Very sexy.
That's it.
But let's get to know you for a little bit, okay?
I'm ready.
Because you were a 25-year journeyman.
Yes, sir.
Yeah?
Yep.
And then about 6-7 years ago, you got into barbecue.
Yes, sir.
So tell us about that. I want to know what takes a 25-year journeyman, professional welder on the pipeline in Canada to barbecue that brings you down to Daytona 500.
Let me take you back just a couple of years here, okay?
Come on,
just a couple of years. So I am and always will be a welder, right? Okay. I grew up in the shop with my dad building hot rods. So this was my life, right? Old retired biker, right? Mom worked in fragrance. It was just a weird vibe, right? This is how I grew up. Tiny hands were great for cleaning out carburetors with gas and an SOS pad, and then all of a sudden they figured out that I could get under the car and weld up some exhaust pipes and stuff like that because I'm small and whatever. Yeah. Well, we're not small anymore, but still, right? And where I come from, it's predominantly the oil field. So, you know, if you're 16 and you can weld, there's a good chance you'll make more than your teacher by the time you're 18 years old. So that was it.
What part of Canada?
I'm born and raised in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. That's right. The home of the Edmonton Oilers.
For the ignorant Americans, is that the left, center, or right side?
So it's more, depending how you look at it, it's the west. We're out west.
Okay. All right.
So we're straight up from Montana, and this is a crazy little tidbit of information. Probably most of you don't know, but 90% of our population lives within an hour of the border to the United States.
Probably more American than some Americans.
That's it. So we're 8 hours north of that border. So we're like where the wildlings are. We're way up there. That's it, baby. That's it. So you want to talk about harsh climates. We have winter for 9 months of the year. Minus 35, minus 40 is very common to hold for 6 months at a time. I don't even know what that converts to, Fahrenheit to Celsius, whatever.
Cold. That's what that equates to.
Your power steering fluid turns into jam, and you blow lines all the time. You have to use a tiger torch to heat your oil pan up. Like, it gets crazy. And this
I
is
didn't
a
know y'all
normal.
had cars in there.
Well, we do. We do. That's it. That's it.
Horse and buggy.
That's it. And keep it on the race theme. Just thought I'd throw this out there. In Edmonton, Alberta, it is the only stop on the NHRA Rocky Mountain Nationals.
Seriously?
In the entire country of Canada, that's the only place where you can see top fuel dragsters, nitro funny cars. This is what we do. So I spent a lot of time as a little guy on the track. Dad used to run pro stock. He used to run a gasser, a 67 Mustang with a lift kit and wheel well headers. And that was literally how I grew up. So this is all, you know, in the blood for me. So I was a journeyman welder up in the patch. I did a ton of stuff. I built centrifuges. I learned to do alloys, so I was a TIG welder. I became pretty much the best in my field.
Okay.
Right, for my small pool of people.
Right.
But I always cooked meat because we're predominantly beef. Up in Alberta, it's like the second Texas, the Texas of the North, right?
Okay.
And yeah, it wasn't until I saw a kid who used to do the pressure washing of our machines taking a picture of the food that I was feeding. I used to cook for the safety meetings in the shop, right? So 250, 300 people, I'd cook for them. And I saw this kid taking pictures of the food that I had cooked in a plate, like in the corner. And I was like, what are you doing?
The career was born.
That's it. He's
Well,
like,
because every group of friends, every occupation has one guy that cooks for the guys. If you're that guy, if you're that fireman at the firehouse, if you're that police officer, that guy in the military squad, or the one group in the friend in the group, which was me also.
Yep.
Shout out to you, the one hobby cooker.
100%.
And that's where you started.
So that was the deal. I was the only guy in my group that was 18 years old and bought a house, right? Being a journeyman welder, there's no excuse. 18 years old, I signed the mortgage on my own house. Everyone else, living with their mom or their dad, would come over with a bag of meat, a sack of beer, and they'd spend the whole weekend. So people sleeping on the couch, people sleeping in the bathtub, whatever.
I love it.
Barbecue the entire weekend, and that's what we do. And it was always a blast. So here's this kid taking pictures of my food, and I said to him, what the heck are you doing? Like, why are you always taking pictures of this? He said, well, I posted on Instagram. There's like a whole barbecue thing. And I started laughing. I was like, isn't that for like 16-year-old girls in frog outfits to jump around? Like, what do you mean Instagram? And keep in mind, like, I had a joint Facebook account. I never put my credit card online. I never did anything with the internet, right? It was a very weird thing. Where I'm from, very weird thing. Yeah. Well, I started posting on Instagram. And this was back in the story with Big Green Egg. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Well, all of a sudden, Big Green Egg reaches out to me. I have no idea what like, I thought it was...
Did you have any followers at the time?
Well, I instantly got like 5,000 or 6,000. Within the first maybe month or 2 months of my account, it started, and I was like, wow, this is kind of crazy, whatever. So Big Green Egg reached out to me, and they're like, hey, you have an aftermarket cap on your egg? And people keep coming into our store in Atlanta, Georgia, trying to buy that aftermarket cap. We'd like to send you one of the originals. And I'm like, I don't like the original. I actually like this stainless steel thing. It's pretty cool looking. And then, how about we fly you out to Atlanta? So what was it, 2018, I think, Eggtoberfest?
Okay.
And then they just threw me to the wolves, right? Yeah. You got Steve Reichland, Chef David Rose, Dr. Barbecue, everybody running eggs. And they're like, you know what? Sink or swim. Jump out there. And guess what? It was the biggest party in my entire life. It was the first time I had ever been in the United States of America.
Wow.
And I just dug in and I cooked with the best of them and I had an absolute party. And after that...
How'd you do?
I nailed it.
Yeah. I think he cooked with the best. Now he is the best.
That's it, baby.
That's
how it is. That's how it is,
baby,
man.
Let's go.
So ever since then, it's just been... So after a year or two of burning the candle at both ends, literally like working a 12 or a 14-hour shift, I got a young family at home. I'd come home and then I'd start shooting content. I'd cook dinner. I'd start shooting content. I wouldn't be done till 1 o'clock in the morning, and I start at 5:30, right? And I did that grind for almost 3 years. And then one day I was like, you know what? Like, I'm going to jump off this cliff. Yeah. I'm just going to pull the trigger. And you always see those silly posters and the doctors all just hang in there with a kitty or something, you know what I mean? Just you know, trust your instincts, whatever. Well, I literally I jumped off the cliff. One day I just quit work, started doing this full time, made no money, had no chance at ever doing anything, and all of a sudden,
boom.
Yeah, we're feeding Travis Pastrana
tomahawks in Daytona.
In Daytona 500, baby. Like, this is insanity, but this is it, right? So that's my origin story, man.
Yeah, and that'll take us to several stories that we're going to talk about in this podcast. Not just Daytona, but Talladega. We've got some stories about that, baby. Yeah. Things you can't write. I'm just telling you.
That's it.
So the man behind Dark Side of the Grill started as a journeyman welder.
Yes, sir.
You had a guy take some pictures of your meat.
Yep.
We'll leave that there.
That's it.
Started growing your social.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Big Green Egg invites you to the Pig Fest, October. What do they call it?
Eggtoberfest.
That's right. Eggtoberfest.
Yep.
In 2018. Okay. So let's talk about your rise in social media.
Yep.
Were you in the COVID bubble?
So this is a bit of a hot topic.
Yeah.
But I was the only Canadian that was allowed to leave Canada because customs agents all barbecue. when they look at you and they're like, I am not
barbecue.
I am not even exaggerating. When we were locked up in our houses, our prime minister was saying, Canada, it's time to come home. We've locked our borders, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to go across the street to my mom's house for Easter with my kids because it was a different cohort. But I could go to Florida and cook for spring break, cook for 20,000 people that are licking toilet seats, and then fly home like nothing's wrong. Yeah. It was absolute insanity.
That's
can't...
not the only thing that's ever happened bad with COVID.
Yeah. we're gonna stay away from COVID, not to get kicked off of YouTube.
100%. I'm just saying. So I was one of the first or one of the only Canadians that we had people selling properties and stuff.
What would you say? Because I was just looking at your socials earlier. We've just been doing some social content. We just did a garage pit experience. We met Kyle Busch, got to hang out with him a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Qualifyings the other night, just got pole.
Yep.
We're here with RCR, did this really cool little tour. So I was looking at your socials. What would you say is like the success to the dark side of the grill social media over the last couple of years?
So for me, and a lot of social pitmasters will back me up on this, I was a very shy person when I started shooting videos.
I have a hard time believing that.
I am dead serious. I was never on camera. I never spoke in front of a group. I was a welder that lived in the back in a booth in the dark for 14 hours a day. And when I jumped on that camera, I just kind of built my own persona and got right in front of it. And if you
owned it?
Yeah, I absolutely owned it, and I talked to the camera like it was somebody sitting on my deck with a beer in their hand.
Yeah.
And I treated it as such since 2018, and it took until like 2020, 2021 before people finally started to get in front of the camera.
Yeah.
And I kept that this entire time.
Yeah.
I literally brought people into my living room on Christmas Day to watch the kids opening up the presents. You know what's also happening at the same time? There's a brisket going. There's always a brisket or pork butts or doing something. And I was able to bring whoever was following me, whoever was paying attention into my house and into my family and into what I was doing. And just everything's new to me. So I'm always, and you guys know this, everything's new to me because I'm from Timbuktu, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. So the first time I was in NASCAR was with you guys. Mm-hmm. I've watched it for 40 years on TV, and I had never been to a NASCAR race. The first time was in Talladega with you guys. We ended up on Victory Row getting sprayed with champagne. Like, it just doesn't, you can't write this stuff. You literally can't write this stuff.
Yeah.
And it just, this is the barbecue life now for me, man. It's insanity.
Yeah, so I actually, unfortunately, I was not there.
No, you weren't.
Birth of JD.
You were having a baby.
Fortunately,
you were having a baby.
There, you were having a baby.
That's it.
100%. That's what I said, I think.
An absolutely beautiful little unit, by the way. I don't know if you've met him yet, but he's just a sweetheart.
So he was here at Daytona last year. He was just in Mama's belly.
That's right.
And then he's been at a couple races, and this is technically his first Daytona, first NASCAR race here with us in the flesh. So really excited about that. But I wasn't at Talladega last year with you guys, but Dad is going to tell a story about
so many stories.
Watching you basically cry.
Yes.
So let's just go ahead and go there because last year at Talladega, right? For those that do know us and follow us, right? We've been doing NASCAR for a good 4 or 5 years. We're in the same spot at Daytona. We're in the same big spot at Talladega. We're starting to do more NASCAR races. We've done a lot over the last couple of years. You always see us on Fox doing Fox and Friends segment, which we're going to be on Fox this Sunday morning. And we're throwing down meat, right? And it's always an open invitation to everybody. If you've ever seen us at NASCAR races, it's always an open invitation to come hang out.
Yep.
Well, it's been the same way with all of our Pitmaster buddies, right? Yeah. We've had Bama Grillmaster. We've had Montana Knife come hang out with us. We've had guys all over the years come hang out with us. So we finally get Mel to come down to Talladega last year. And it's funny because Mel comes down, and I ended up not being there because JD's being born. He's like, "You're missing out, man." And RC comes by, we do Fox and Friends and the whole thing.
Yep.
So you've been a NASCAR fan, and you tell a story about your dad, right?
Yes.
Being a car guy.
Yes.
Being a NASCAR fan, but you'd never actually been to a NASCAR race.
That's it.
And you jumped at the chance. I remember when we talked about this over a year ago, you were like, "Dude, I don't care when and where, I'm there.
Yep.
I want to come hang out.
Yep.
I don't care where it is, what race, we're going to do this NASCAR thing." I'll be danged if he didn't come and we go to Victory Lane
Yeah.
with RCR.
Yeah.
So tell us about that experience, because I want y'all to tell some stories too, because you were there. But you come down to Talladega. We were there, 5-6 days?
Yeah.
Took in the whole experience. Tell us about it.
Well, one thing, when I saw the number 3 car,
Yeah.
when I saw Dale Earnhardt's car sitting there,
Yeah.
I literally put my hand on it and I stood there for probably, what do you think, a minute?
Oh, yeah.
And just
Had a moment.
it was insanity to me. I have NASCAR Christmas ornaments on my tree. I had never been to a NASCAR race. It was just
yeah. So Talladega, obviously, it was a really big production for us. It was really hard for me because John was not there to help. Tanya was a big hero. Our family was a big hero, but the real big hero was this guy right here, because we get everything set up. We got 5 campers. We got a big production going on. We got an RC coming by. We're cooking for the RCR team on Saturday and Sunday, and Mel just kind of takes over the grill and does all the heavy lifting, which took a lot of pressure off of me. And then we get credentials. We go into the pits. We have the whole experience. We cook for the team, lunch.
Yep.
We go to the race.
Yep.
And Austin Hill wins that race.
Yep.
We go to Victory Lane, and it's like magical.
Yeah.
So this was the second time that we cooked for RCR. The first was in Daytona last year,
Yeah,
2025
1 year ago.
race.
Yeah.
We
Yep.
go to Victory Lane.
Yep.
We go to Talladega. We go to Victory Lane.
Yep.
This guy's hanging out with us, getting a champagne bath from RC.
Yeah.
It was magical. And then
You almost
Mel's-
you couldn't write it.
You couldn't
No,
write it.
You couldn't write it.
So
It's-
Mel's got all of these memories, and he's having conversations with his dad about meeting RC. Tell us about that and how moving that was.
literally, like, it brought a tear to my eye. It brought a tear to my dad's eye, just to understand, like, my first NASCAR race, I cooked Richard Childress a tomahawk steak, and he's standing there eating the tomahawk steak. We got pictures together, and he's just smiling ear to ear, and he's like, I don't know where you come from, son, or what you do, but this is the best time that and just we dialed in, and then there to see him again standing next to the cup, and he's like, get them over here, get them in here. They're part of this. They're part, like, and I'm like, man, you got engineers, you got pit crew, and he's like, you fed them. You're part of this thing. And it was just to explain to my dad, not only that I had seen these things and I had experienced these things, but like the legends that we had only seen on TV, like, we're now hanging out and just being absolute humans. It was.
Yeah. That's what I love about the RCR team. Amazing people. RC's now personal friend, and how genuine they are about you having that kind of an experience, and the fact that you were able to tell that story and having that moment with your dad. I think the best memory for me at Talladega was we've gone to Victory Lane. We've had all of this food. We cook for Fox. We've got hundreds of people coming by, loving our food. And then I'm pulling out in my RV.
In a 45-foot motorhome.
I'm going home.
Yeah.
The entire booth has been cleared out. All 5 campers are gone. I'm the last camper there. I'm going home. John Boy's already at home. Tanya's already drove home. And I'm pulling out right by myself. And Mel is sitting on a 5-gallon bucket in the middle of that now 50 by 100-foot gravel booth, and he's by himself.
Yep.
I stopped, pulled the brakes, I get out, and I was like, Mel, how you getting to the airport? He's like, I got an Uber coming. I was like,
Yeah.
get in the bus.
Yeah.
He loads up in the bus. We take off towards Birmingham, stop at a Buc-ee's. I get in trouble because the last time my wife asked me to stop at a Buc-ee's, I didn't.
Yep.
So when she found out I took Mel to Buc-ee's in the RV, she's like, what the heck, man?
Oh, yeah.
We do Buc-ee's,
Yeah.
drop him off at the airport.
Yep.
It was magical.
Oh, and we were like 2 kids in a candy store too. He's like, I'm gonna be in so much trouble for this, but look, beaver nuggets, and we're just skipping through the aisles. It was so much fun.
So didn't you say that people were like staring at you when you got out of the bus?
Oh,
at
it
the
made no
airport?
sense. We literally pulled in with like like a house,
like an Uber.
Yeah, a house on like beautiful chrome rims. Like it made.
And people are like, who's this famous person getting out of the tour bus?
Yeah, I literally had my own tour bus drop me off at the airport. It was insanity.
It was great.
I didn't even think it would fit, to be honest with you. And he's like, we'll be fine. And he just booting on through. It was wild.
Yeah.
So give us a quick, your opinion.
Yes.
Talladega to Daytona.
Yes.
Talladega's wild.
Yes.
Now, if you're a NASCAR fan, you know.
Yes.
If you're a barbecue fan that you're tuning into the podcast and you've not been to a NASCAR race, Talladega's wild. It's
Yeah.
the party place, right?
Yeah.
Daytona, we always joke that Daytona is the same people.
Yep.
They just put on fancier hats and clothes.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And instead of drinking just beer, you drink beer with your pinky out.
Yep.
Right? 'Cause
Yep.
Daytona's the Super Bowl of NASCAR. Give us your opinion. Difference between Talladega and Daytona so far.
So I didn't know what to expect when I went to Talladega, but I heard about Talladega Boulevard, and I was like, these stories can't be right. Well, I was doing beer bongs out of an amputee's leg from a war vet. And it's somewhere around there I figured out, like, you remember, I was drinking out of his leg, and it was somewhere around there that I was like, this couldn't get, I met Jesus, I met, like, it was
Ricky Bobby.
Oh yeah, Ricky Bobby was like, it was the crazy, and Pop's looking at me, he's like, we do have to sleep at some point because we're up at 5:30. I'm like, well, there's no point in sleeping now. I don't think any of these people are going to sleep. Like, let's just.
A highlight for me on Dega Boulevard was when we went by all of the poles, and I was like, Mel, those are for other people. The poles are not for you.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to get on a pole. I want to get on a pole.
Yeah, I thought it was just like first come, first serve on these poles. I didn't quite understand what was happening
I was
there.
like,
And then
put
I was
your
like,
shirt back on, Mel.
yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, Mel goes from a journeyman making a crap ton of money
Yeah.
to getting into barbecue
Yeah.
to realizing there's no money in it to coming to Talladega to working for tips.
That's it, baby. That's it. That's it.
Epic.
That's it.
Oh, man.
Epic.
Funny.
So, going from Talladega to Daytona,
Yes.
the content is epic, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys, we'll show some B-roll of this. We were just cooking last night for Travis Pastrana. Real talk. We had him on the podcast.
Yeah.
And real talk. Nate drives up.
Yep.
Yep.
Nate is Nate Wessel, awesome guy. We met him 3 years ago when we cooked for Travis here at Daytona, and stayed in contact with Nate and Rhiannon Gelsomino and Alex, and that's their co-drivers for Travis. I stayed in contact with their team, did some other events with them. Nate pulls up. He said, "Man, we were so excited coming back to Daytona because Travis is running the truck race tonight, or tomorrow night technically, and." He's like, we're so excited because the first people we wanted to see if y'all were still here was the McLemore Boys.
Yeah.
Because they camped right here 3 years ago and got to know them. So he pulls up. He's like, you guys are here. Y'all going to have food? I'm like, man, we got some tomahawks. We had just hung some tomahawks on the Gather Grill.
Yep.
And I'm like, dude, we'll come get you at 7:30. We want you to come over. Travis was very gracious with his time. He said, man, I'm going to come after the duels. I gotta practice. I got to watch.
He came before the duels.
Yep.
And then he said, hey, guys, I got to probably go focus because I am driving tomorrow.
Yep.
So Travis comes back with like 30 people, Black Rifle, Boot Campaign, all their guys.
Yep.
They come back and hang out. And they spent a good, hour and a half?
At least, yeah. At
Hanging
least.
out till probably 11:30.
Yep.
They ended up having to go to bed because he's got a truck race today. But
Yep.
tell us about that, because you go from cooking for RC at Talladega last year to
Yeah.
Daytona this year. We got Travis Pastrana hanging out, cooking some tomahawk, man.
Yeah. No,
I mean-
that's another legend, man. That's another one that I watched my entire time, just watching his career explode and all the different things that he was doing. And, like Canadians are huge into the Jackass and the Red Bull and the X Games and stuff. Like we're all about the adrenaline. So he was a huge one for me. Yeah. And to literally have a picture with Travis chewing on my bone, just like a fat kid eating cake. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, dude. Like that's, everybody in Canada with a cell phone messaged me later that night to be like, "Holy crap, that just happened! Like, how do you get here? Like, what do you?" And I'm like, I don't know. I cook good food.
Was it a better experience that RC was chewing on your bone or Travis?
It's a tough one.
That's
a tough one because, man.
How about both?
Both of them are absolute legends. You know what I mean? And that's just and the neat part is that these are the people that are literally salt of the earth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He actually cared. Where are you from? What do you do? What, you know, he.
So real quick,
Yeah,
real quick.
yeah.
The reason that people love this guy is because he does it from the heart.
Yes.
He does it with passion. He absolutely does not do it just because somebody's going to pay him. He loves the fact that he can have a tomahawk hanging on a grill, and any and everybody's going to come by because they love not only how it looks, but they love the actual taste of this food. And they literally said last night,
Yep.
we've eaten steaks all over the world.
Yep.
So when you're hanging out with these kind of people, I mean, they really do have a lot of great experiences. RC's one of them. Johnny Morris from Bass Pro's one of them.
Yep.
And they have said, no matter where they travel, the steaks that we're cooking for them
Yep.
is the best steak that they've ever had.
And why? I think I've got my
Technique.
answer. I've got my answer. I know you've got your answer.
Why?
In your experience,
Yes.
right? Steak is not just steak, but in a way, a hot dog is a hot dog.
Yeah.
But it's better at the ballpark, right?
100%.
Okay, steak is steak. Food is food. In your experience, doing barbecue experiential open fire cooking, like, why is it better?
Well, I'll give you there's a two-pronged answer to this.
Okay.
So the short answer would be the secret ingredient is love. I literally put love into what I'm doing, right? I care about it. I care about the smiles. I care about the final product. If you want the long answer to that, you saw it last night. It's not just the steak. It was hours before the steak, the show started.
Yep.
And we wrote a romantic story about that steak hours before it even rested and got cut up.
Yeah.
So people were already emotionally involved with that steak before it even hit the cutting board.
Yep.
Yeah.
So when you do a story arc from the title
Yep.
down to the final page,
Yep.
they're not just eating that bite of steak. They're eating the entire story that they got to experience.
Yep.
That's so true, because what you guys didn't see, right? So last night we cooked for Travis.
Yes.
The duels started at 7. Travis comes by right at 7 for like a couple of minutes. He said, "Man, I'm gonna go watch and practice." RCR wanted us to come to the pit box and watch that, so we go over there to the pit box for just a second, right? And Mel, you were getting to go into the pit box and listen to the thing. The first duel race ends,
Yep.
and we're kind of hanging out. You know, are we gonna do any more content? And Mel's like, "Nope. We got to
gotta go
get
to
back.
work.
We got to go to work."
We got to go to work.
Because he means it.
Yep.
What you guys don't see off the camera sometimes is the love that a pitmaster puts into it.
Yeah.
And it isn't just the 30 seconds of sexy,
Yeah.
the 3 minutes of fun TV.
Yeah.
It's the hours of passion and love that goes into it prior to, and that shows in good quality work.
Well, you know what? And I'm happy you guys bring this up. Let me just dig into this just for a
Okay,
second.
come on.
One thing that people really never talk about, especially with influencer barbecue, right?
Come on.
A lot of people are doing everything they can to get that next brand deal. A lot of people are doing everything they can to get that content. It would be the same as you buying a homeless person a lunch, but that's 6 stories in a reel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would buy that homeless person a lunch because I want them to eat.
Yeah.
It's the difference, right? Most of our people are actually out there more for the clout than for anything else. Like you'll see Travis was standing there talking to us about that roast, and I was like, hold on a second. Those old ladies came over,
Yeah.
and I'm like, hey, you guys want a picture with this? You guys want to, because
It's about all of us.
it's about everybody.
Yeah. Of course, Travis
Absolutely.
is awesome. We love
That's
you,
it.
Travis.
That's it.
But making that experience beautiful for
Everybody.
anybody and everybody, because there's true love behind what you do. It isn't just for the next brand deal. It isn't just for the next viral post.
That's it. And so for someone like myself, this is why I am a bit of a different bird in this whole neighborhood, is because I literally come from the middle of nowhere,
Yep.
and I've literally seen none of this stuff. So when people take the time to show me these things,
Yeah.
it means so much more to me than everybody else around me. So I can't help but do the same back for everybody.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I love hanging with this guy because every time we do something, I'm like, hey, Mel, we're getting ready for our Fox and Friends segment. So I've been cooking my entire life. I still learn from this guy right here.
So dig into that for a second, because that's what the podcast is for, man. Is we're doing, so it's Friday, We're doing Fox and Friends on Sunday.
Yep.
We just did a 7 bone-in tomahawk rib roast. We hung it over the Gather Grill last night. We got 3 of those left.
Yep.
And we're debating, do we want to go get some more tomahawks? Well, we got 6 3-bone-in beef ribs.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I want y'all to talk like we would off camera.
100%.
The hero recipe for Sunday morning is going to be a 3-bone-in beef rib, and we're going to season it up, smoke it. And I've done that. It's in the cookbook. I've cooked it 7 hours ish. So what we're doing for tomorrow or actually on Saturday, to have fun with our crowd coming by, is to get ready for Sunday morning.
Yep.
So us getting ready for a Fox and Friends segment is about like you getting ready for maybe a party.
Yep.
If you're going to have a party and you're like, man, there's so much drama that goes into this. Well, take some of the drama out of it. You can pre-cook things, which is what we're going to actually try to do tomorrow.
That's right.
Have a little fun with these ribs. So take us through the entire recipe and how we're going to get ready for Sunday morning. What's the tips that you were giving me?
For the beef ribs.
For the beef ribs.
So we got some Dino ribs, some nice 3-bone plate ribs. We're going to season them up. You guys got your nice savory rub. That was an absolute banger on that prime rib. So we'll do that, right? We'll season them up, get them out there. We'll end up hanging them over the live fire. And as long as we're paying attention to the height of the flame and the heat of the charcoal, because we're not cooking on flames, we're cooking on the embers, right? That's the whole key to live fire, is cooking on embers, not open flame. We can take those things up there for hours. They'll be part of the show. They'll collect smoke from what's happening underneath them. Yep. And as their fat renders out, the fat hits the charcoal and it gives puffs of smoke back up, which then season the bark.
Okay.
That's a huge part of
this.
So
we're developing bark.
Correct.
During the open fire.
Correct.
Cook. You don't have to have it inside of a smoker.
Nope. That bark will happen just like you saw on that prime rib. That outer bark was just magic. That's the part you want to... And so we're going to build bark on those beef ribs, but we're totally able to park them, slow smoke them in the morning, and be out for the people. That's no problem at all.
And see, that's what I love with what we get a chance to do. Our cookbook is Gather and Grill, and 80% of the recipes in that book are recipes that we've either done. One was with Travis Pastrana 3 years ago at Daytona.
Yep.
We came up with that recipe cooking with him. 80% of those recipes are everybody's recipes. It's gathering and grilling. So it's things that we've learned from all of our friends. Some cooks, some not cooks.
Yep.
Little tidbits that we've learned over the years.
Yep.
But that's the beauty of what we love to do, is doing it together. I just said this before we started the podcast. I was like, dude, Daytona, Talladega, it just wouldn't be as fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to think that we'd still be pretty successful at what we do, but it wouldn't be as fun without doing it with you guys.
Oh, 100%. And we've had fun everywhere. We've had fun in Key West. We've had fun in Talladega. We've had fun.
It's the perfect job.
That's it, baby.
It's the perfect job.
That's it.
So how do you define the perfect job?
To me, just like Dad always told me, right? You're going to be a welder until you're 65, right? And then you're going to retire, right?
Yeah.
Have a few good years, and then that's probably going to be it. That's how being a welder is, right?
Yeah.
Well, now I'm retired. And that's the craziest way to put it. So I used to work 14-hour shifts, sometimes 16-hour shifts, out in the winter with a tiger torch and just grueling stuff that most people, I would never wish a day like that on anybody, right?
Yeah.
Well, now I wake up, I'm catering pulled pork tacos on a golf course, right? And I'm at hole number 1 of this golf course. There's some Canadian geese running around my feet. You know, it's 7:30 in the morning. Someone hands me a beer. I got to feed 250 of my newfound friends. And I'm standing there on hole number 1 at 7:30 in the morning with a pork taco and a beer in my hand, and I'm like, I'm working right now.
Yeah.
And that's the joke. Is that like I
job.
literally am retired. So if you can actually commit to something you love and something that you are honestly passionate about, like the Lord's going to find a way to make it your lane. And that's the biggest one that I can say. This was the biggest piece of advice that anybody ever gave to me.
Okay.
They're like, you're so weird and original. You have to stay in your lane. Don't start copying somebody else's style. Don't worry about what cameras they're using or how they're... Just stay in your lane. And where did it take us?
Yeah.
Victory lane, baby.
Victory
we
lane,
ended up on victory lane. And so I'm doing fine.
And real quick, you ended up in where cooking for Prince Charles in some kitchen?
So I was in the UK. I was in the Royal Ascot right after the horse races. We used King Charles' personal kitchen to prep an English hare, which is, it is what it is, man. That was the craziest kind of place I've ever been to. They gave me a horseshoe off of Queen Emma's pony, so I have a horseshoe that the Queen rode around on. They
wild.
save it for delegates from different countries, and the ladies were like, you're literally a delegate. So here's your... And the craziest part was when I brought it home and I hung it up on the wall, Mom came to visit. I'm like, Mom, this is the Queen's pony's horseshoe. She's like, Mel, this needs to be in a museum. And I just start chuckling. I'm like, Mom, it is a museum. Don't worry. It's in our museum. This is...
Yeah.
So I have a headdress from the chief of a tribe in the northern jungles of Brazil. I traded him a dark side of the grill hat because he absolutely
That seems
loved
like a
it.
fair trade.
That's it. And he gave me his like weird headdress. I think it took 6 parrots to make. And everyone's like, you can't get this through customs. Mel can get anything through anywhere. I'm just saying.
Took 6 parrots.
I'm just like, buddy, we ate sea turtle. And
I was going to ask.
Yeah.
For those of you that have never had sea turtle, which I'm pretty sure it's illegal to cook just about anywhere.
Yeah, international laws say otherwise, but we had sea turtle, and it tastes like chicken. Kind of everything sort of just tastes like chicken. That's,
Dude.
The
All
English
right.
hair tastes like chicken?
that's it.
So couple quick hitters, man.
Let's do it.
Getting into your barbecue journey, what was the first thing you remember cooking? What's the first thing that you ever put on the grill as dark side of the grill?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
I've always been a sucker for kebabs, so I'm pretty sure if I went way back to like the first post,
It's a
it would have
kebab.
been like a kebab. Yeah.
Chicken kebab?
Probably pork,
Okay.
Was it-
chicken, beef.
Was it just for you for content?
No. So everything I cook, even to this day, I still have the millwrights from the old shop come over and clean me out.
Okay.
They'll still follow my stories, and they know when I'm cooking
was,
a big...
was that original kebab, was it good?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's always been good, baby.
Okay.
That's the magic.
All right, so another quick hitter.
Yeah.
Why do they call you the Picanha King of the North?
When I was in Brazil,
Okay.
I cooked for Alder Lopez, who pretty much wrote the book on picanhas. He's one of the best butchers in the world, hails out of Brazil. And I fed him Brazilian picanha cooked by a Canadian in Brazil. And he was like...
The spit rod, the whole thing?
The whole thing. They're slicing it off of the skewer, and he
Yep.
looked at me and he's like, buddy, I'm going to tell you right now, you are the Picanha King of the North. He's like, that's yours now. You get that.
And it's
Okay,
stuck.
so explain to the average person out there,
Yes.
us included, because I heard you say this yesterday. I thought, that's pretty neat.
Okay.
Where does the picanha come from?
So the picanha, in Brazilian, Argentinian terms, you think of the back of the cow, right up there in the very back between the hips, there's this tiny little piece of meat that doesn't have muscle. It's very tender, got a nice fat cap on it. When they were walking them through those tiny little gravel paths up the coffee hillsides and stuff like that, they had a pick. They called it a pica, like 2-point pick.
Yep.
And that is where they would jab the cow because there's no muscle there. They'd feel it instantly, and they were able to direct those cows up the hills and down the hills and on the cliffs. And then traditionally, that's how that piece of meat was named, because that was the place that was getting tenderized by that cattle prod all the time.
Oh my God, I've never heard of that.
That's it. So the pica became
Yeah.
the picanha.
I've cooked 1,000 of them, but I don't know that I've ever heard
Well-
that story of where
well,
they
this-
actually come from.
This is what happens when you have a welder that turns into a pitmaster.
Yeah.
I need to know everything about everything all the time.
And you could have Wikipedia'd that and made it up for all I know.
Well, that's another
Doesn't
thing.
matter.
Never trust Uncle Mel.
Here's the
Never
thing.
trust facts.
Here's
Story
the-
time with Uncle Mel is always a bit weird, man. That's
Here's
it.
the thing about getting an answer to something you don't know. You don't know if it's accurate or not.
Yeah.
That's
So
it.
Tanya and I used to teach Sunday school, and I told them, I was like, I want to teach Sunday school kids that know less than I do because they don't know the difference. You know?
True story. True story.
So I got a question for you on that.
Yes.
So who taught you how to cook?
So my dad absolutely hates cooking. And if he ever cooks anything, he burns it because he's
That was my
paranoid.
next question.
He was absolutely paranoid of seeing pink in anything. So even our like beef roasts would require gravy just to swallow it because it was
Oh.
hard. And his wieners are black and covered in warts. Like that's how he would do it. So it was my grandmother My grandmother made it to 99, old Ukrainian lady. If you wanted to find a fun room in the house, it was always the kitchen because there was someone who was happy in there and putting everything she had into the meals that we're going to feed. And there was like 20 of us when I was a kid. So that I grew up with her, cooking with her.
When do you feel like grilling went from just a hobby and a passion to like this is synonymous with Mel with Dark Side of the Grill? When do you think that transition happened?
I'd say like somewhere around my second or third Eggtoberfest.
Okay.
Right? My reels had started taking off. We had just started the YouTube channel and everything, and people were starting to recognize me outside of, you know, I'd be taking my girls to the local mall for lunch, and someone would be like, hey, can I get a picture with you? And I'd be thinking like, you want a picture with me because I cook a good brisket? Yeah. Like, what is that?
What world am I living in?
That's it. But then I realized, like, it's more than just the cooking. You kind of become your own brand. And that day that I made that step, I just doubled down. And I brought everybody even harder into everything, and I just sent it.
Do you feel like the pressure of social media has played a role in your business, in the business side of what you do?
So, yes, 100%.
In what way?
So business sense, whatever. You know what I mean? Like there's always other contracts. There's always other. When I do catering gigs, I make a ton of money. When I do, weddings, I lose a ton of money because everyone knows what. I love you, brides. You guys are so great. That's but that's
you're awesome.
And everybody's father-in-law knows how to cook a better brisket. So please stand there and tell me why you cook a better brisket than me while you're paying for the wedding. Just saying, like that's right. Fantastic. Whatever. But
great sales pitch for future business.
I will tell you this though, on a personal level. Social media is not all it's cracked up to be.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that you see on social media that are just killing it have sacrificed a lot more than you will ever know.
Yeah.
And that's, behind closed doors. One day I'll have a book come out and it'll explain all of this. But I have a lot of respect for people that put everything they have into this and putting their heart out there because they literally are sacrificing a lot more than you'll see.
Yeah.
You're exactly right.
So let's talk real quick though the relationships through barbecue, because I'd argue that community is half of why we do what we do.
Yeah.
Because of the guys, the community, the girls that we get to hang out with across the country, right?
Yeah.
I'm going back to Key West at the Key West Barbecue Invitational. That group. And some of those guys, right? I know that you've experienced this.
Yep.
It's like you know them and you're almost best friends, but you've never met.
Yes.
Right? Because social media has been fantastic for a lot of us.
Yes.
For that reason. The relationships through barbecue and how that's translated into your success, and then the show.
Yes.
So talk to us about the community of barbecue, how that's helped you, and the show that you got coming up.
100%. So the community, especially the community that I'm surrounded by, is more of the live fire community, right? Competition barbecue is not a huge part of what we do, right? We still do from time to time compete. Like we're going to see us in Memphis in May, absolutely slaying it, people. But people like Al Fergoni, close and personal friends of mine, we bridged those relationships half on the internet. Before you even meet that person, you know them very well. You've joked around several times. There's a lot of like late night phone calls or FaceTimes, whatever. But then you cook your first event together, or you come out and help them cater an event that they're throwing or whatever. And then they learn what kind of person you are.
Yeah.
And if you can bring that level of, passion and quality to the table, and then you realize like this, this is the type of person I want to be around. This is the type of person and our entire world is full of, some of them are fantastic and some of them are flops, right? It is what it is, but we sort them out pretty quick because, when you got a lineup and quality matters, you sort them out pretty quick out here. Yeah.
Well, that's good, man. And in the show you got coming up.
That's it. So you might see it on Netflix, right?
Okay.
You might see it on Netflix. It's big. It's really big. We're 6 parts into a 9-part first series,
dude,
and then the second series is already underway for planning. So
well, keep that close to the vest, man. But I remember when you told me about this couple months ago.
Yep.
You guys started working on it.
Yep.
Man, I was so thrilled, so happy for you because, and we've talked about this, right? Is finding your lane,
Yep.
right? And how does as an influencer or a pitmaster in your category, how do you cut through that noise and be different without not being yourself?
100%.
One thing that I love about you, aside from your craft, aside from the food that you put out, right? It's because it's phenomenal.
Yep.
But you are unapologetically yourself.
Yes.
Whether the camera's on you or off you. I say this genuinely. Whether the camera's on him or off him, he is unapologetically Mel. He's the same on and off the camera. You're fantastic. The cargo shorts,
Yes.
okay?
Yeah.
Signature.
Signature.
I know.
And whether it's 30 degrees in
Yep.
the U.S. or 90 degrees in the U.S., you're
Yep.
wearing cargo shorts.
That's it.
And so just tell me about that. What's the did you one day did you decide this is what I'm wearing?
Did you weld in cargo shorts?
So you ready for this?
Yes.
My entire life, I had to wear coveralls,
Okay.
leather apron, leather sleeves.
Okay.
I had to wear
no
my
way.
entire my work boots were 45 pounds. Like this is, and I lived in that for half my life, right? So now, like, if I could be in a G-string right now, I would. Like, if it was, like, I'm telling you that, like,
I'm sure we're gonna find a photo of you in a G-string
Like
and
you-
put it on this podcast.
That's it. You see, like, it's easy, it's breezy, it's comfy,
Yep.
and like, you know, my boots don't weigh 50 pounds anymore, and
Yeah.
it's just so. This is the new Mel. This is the new lifestyle.
Well, I
for
will
me.
say you
So-
look fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you
Um,
look fantastic.
John earlier said that he had beat Travis Pastrana
In cornhole.
in cornhole.
Yes.
I want everybody to know that I beat this guy in a belly flop contest.
Yes, he did.
Oh my God, he did.
And that was when I was a fair bit bigger too. So you sent
He, so Dad right here is the inaugural Key West Barbecue Invitational Belly Flop
champion.
I think shout out to Chuck, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
Chuck won it
Yeah.
last year.
Yep.
Dad judged.
Yeah.
Poor judging.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
he poured freaking.
Oh, I'll tell you what, your
sauce
dad-
all over his body. I had to vote for him.
Pop was like a swan. He got like a 12-foot leap somehow and then opened his arms like a flying squirrel and just like he was hitting the pavement, just smashed that. Like
I know.
it was perfect.
I know.
I
it
was
Dave,
perfect.
Dave Williams, Meet Dave, was so upset
We were speechless. man.
because Dad won the first year. Dave and Meet Dave, shout out to you. You were upset.
Yep.
And then Chuck, Flavor Train,
Yeah.
won last year, and Dave. So I think Dave's going at it again this year.
Yeah. Oh, he is.
But
Pretty
Chuck's-
sure he's
Chuck's
not going
try-
to be wearing anything.
That's it. Wow.
This
You,
first
wanna-
year he pulled all the way down to a Speedo. Second year he had a Speedo on. Took that Speedo off, showed a smaller Speedo. It was, oh my God!
yeah,
And here we are. There's kids everywhere.
Yeah.
The National Pediatric Cancer Foundation, and he looked at their parents and all the kids, and he says, "I apologize to y'all in advance." It was so cool.
what a wild event that is, man. That's crazy.
yeah.
Crazy.
Well, hey, we're going to close with one last story here in a second, but I want to jump to our verse of the week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dad, if you could hit us with our verse of the week.
All right, so it's fire, passion, and purpose. Jeremiah 29. His word is in my heart like a fire that shuts to my bones. I am weary, holding it in. Indeed, I cannot. That makes me think of you.
Yeah.
The passion, the fire, the purpose. Everything you do has a purpose.
Yes.
Everything you do comes from the heart. That's what we're about.
Yeah.
And I will tell everybody out there that if you have a passion and you turn it into a career, that is way better than turning a career into a passion.
Yeah.
If you love what you do, you will always love doing it. It is very easy to get burned out on what we do because we're doing it for the wrong reasons. But if we do
Yeah.
it for the right reasons, we do it like you said, you do it from the heart, you just want to continue to do it.
100%.
And we do it because we are meeting fantastic people. And last night was a great example.
Yeah.
3 years ago, the group came by,
Yeah.
the Pastrana team, because they loved our food and hanging out. And the folks that
Yep.
you're bringing to our table, bro,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I do.
man,
I do believe it. I think the food being good is one part.
Yeah.
But the way you make somebody feel
Yeah.
and the love, the energy, the passion that you bring to an interaction, that could be a one-on-one, that could be with the crowd.
Yeah.
I think that's what's lasting for people.
Yeah.
And that's what's addicting. That's what brings people back.
Yeah.
I think you're fantastic at that. Every time we get to cook with you, we learn something. And I wanted to jump real quick too for a high five for good moment. So guys, on What's Cooking with the McLemore Boys, as we grill across America, celebrating America's 250, is we're trying to highlight our heroes. So on every podcast episode, we highlight a hero of the week. Mel, I wanted to ask you, who in your life from a service, this could be a teacher, it could be a service member, it could be a first responder, anybody in your life from a service perspective that's made an impact on you?
So I actually have a neighbor who was in the military.
Yeah.
He served in Iraq.
Okay.
So he did the Desert Storm. And now he's like a semi-retired paramedic, right?
Wow, okay.
And he's still at home a lot of the time,
Yeah.
but whenever he can, he'll go out and work different events and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he's up there in age,
Yeah.
and he's still doing a young man's job. And just because he refuses to, and he's always trying to give back. So he's always hitting me up for like, hey, you got any barbecue rubs for a silent auction or something? And I'm like, you don't even ask. Like, just I'll give you anything you want. Like, but this guy, he's like, yeah. So Gene, my neighbor,
I was gonna say, so
yeah. Gene, my neighbor, he's an absolute just always trying to just give more,
Yeah.
give more.
Gene, the hero of the week for What's Cooking with the McLemore Boys. From Mel and the McLemore Boys to you, we honor you. We appreciate your sacrifice, your service, and thank you for your friendship to Mel.
100%.
It sounds like it means a lot. It sounds like, Gene, you're pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, he's a neat dude. I feed him brisket through the cracks of the fence every once in a while.
Is he not allowed around kids?
Oh, yeah, no.
That's it. I love it.
Mel's like, I'm not allowed around school buses.
That's it. True story.
All right, so parting words, man. One of the coolest things that you've told me that you've gotten to do recently is cook for Bert.
Yeah.
What's funny is Bert, we're going tomorrow night.
Well, we just saw him. We just saw him drive by like an hour ago.
Bert was on a tram with a big camera crew and his shirt's off.
Yep.
And he's passing by, and Bert goes, what did he say?
Hey, Mel. Hey,
He's
Mel.
like, hey, Mel.
Yeah, that's it, baby. That's it. No, you guys might see like a little, we'll talk to your editors and see if they can sneak something in here after the end of the episode. Yeah. But I think we might be meeting Leonard Skinner, Diplo, and we're going to go see Uncle Bert just down at the beach here. So
it's Friday when we're shooting this. We're doing that tomorrow night. Yep. We'll make sure we put some B-roll of that
100%.
Here in the episode. But you got to cook from Bert. What would you say is like, you got RC, you got Travis Pastrana, you got Bert, you got freaking King Charles and all these people.
Yep.
What's a final, man, I cannot believe I got to do this in these past 6-7 years?
That's a great question. That is a great question.
What's great about it is you're having a hard time because there are so many.
They all mean so much.
That's
to me
a
too.
great life.
They
baby.
all mean, and that's
a great life.
the thing. Every time I'm dropped off anywhere, I'm just grateful to be there. That's
you know what I think it is.
Hold on. I do have. I do. It just clicked.
Okay.
I got to cook picanha in a live volcano in Guatemala. So they had, I think they call them like a sprout or something like that.
Okay.
Like it's mostly dead, but they still have sprouts of lava that make like little caves.
Okay.
And we use the Earth's heat and energy, just like red charcoal, to cook picanha at the top of a mountain.
There's probably like an FDA guideline that says you shouldn't do that and it causes cancer.
Sulfur is probably.
It doesn't matter. It was epic.
It was done. So
some things are worth getting sick of.
I cooked picanha in a live volcano.
All right, that's pretty dope.
In Guatemala.
I thought it was going to be, the other night I got a text from Mel. He beat us to Daytona, and he steals a grill from the crackheads behind his hotel here in Daytona Beach.
Yes.
And cooked the whole block and threw a party.
Yes.
On just a broken down grill that you found on the side of the hotel?
Well, you guys know me. I can't sit in neutral. Like, this is one thing. I'm like a squirrel, right?
Yeah.
I just, you know.
We're gonna put a picture of that on there,
Done.
so you know it's real.
I literally commandeered a couple of crackheads' grill, and I cleaned it out, put new charcoal in it, cleaned all the grates and surfaced them, seasoned them up, and we cooked quarter chickens, we cooked pork steaks, we cooked flank steaks for, you know, all the street urchins in the back of our hotel.
Have you ever cooked in an igloo?
No. No, I
You live
haven't.
8 hours north of the United States border in Canada, and
story.
you've never cooked it. Have you ever
You know what?
been in an igloo?
Do you want to hear something funny?
Okay.
So
Hit me with it.
Mel hates being cold.
Oh,
You'll notice there's usually palm trees or some kind of Texas
that's so
live oak
true.
behind me.
I've never seen a picture of you like in snow.
No,
I don't know that it's real.
You want to see me travel even farther up north for fun, Dad? Absolutely not. That's it. That's any chance I get. I'm like, I'm going south again. That's it, buddy. That's
all right,
it.
dude. So, final parting words for our listeners and our watchers out there.
That's it.
Give me something inspirational.
Whoever you are and whatever you do for a living, whoever you think you are as a person, you can rewrite that story tomorrow if you just commit to it and be honest with yourself. That is absolutely the best advice I've ever heard, and it's something that I've lived through and I am living today. If you're honest with yourself and you follow through with your goals with the best of your abilities, the universe and God
Yep.
will sort it out for you,
Man,
and away you go.
I love that. If a journeyman of 25 years can turn barbecue into a career 8 hours north of the U.S. border, become a U.S. citizen almost.
We're working on it.
We're working on a TV show, signing brand deals, and doing it all in 1985 cargo shorts.
That's it.
You can do whatever
Wranglers.
is on your heart, man. Man, this has been a fantastic episode, one of my favorites so far.
Boys, I absolutely love spending any time with you. I possibly
Well,
can.
what's awesome about this is it's not going to end.
100%.
Because we're going to
no.
spend another 3 days together. We got an awesome concert. We're going to be hanging out with Bert,
Yep.
Leonard Skinner, Diplo tomorrow night.
Yep.
We got some more meat. We're actually, once this breaks down, this is our final podcast shoot of the Daytona week. We're going to be moving the grills back out. We're getting the food back out.
That's it. Getting back to work, baby. That's it.
I mean, what's after this? We got a couple fun things we're doing here on Friday night. Guys, this is Daytona 500 2026. This is celebration tour number 7 of our Grilling Across America for America's 250th. As an almost U.S. citizen, we're celebrating America for its 250th birthday. Mel, Dark Side of the Grill, it's fantastic having you on the podcast, man. Everybody give him a round of applause. Where can we find you? Dark Side of the Grill across all social
That's it.
channels?
Dark Side of the Grill on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you go.
I would say go check him out, but he has way more followers than we have. So if you're following Mel, come follow us also.
100%. 100%.
Take us
Mel,
home.
I want you to look real deep like into that camera and say, from our table to yours, God bless.
From our table to yours, God bless.
That's been another episode of What's Cooking with the McLemore Boys, guys. Daytona 500, we're out. We love y'all.
Let's go!
Let's go, baby.